Hey everyone, it's Blue Lizard Jello, and welcome back to Blue Plays Scholar of the First Sin, and we are still in the frozen Eleum Loyce. You can see the frozen chaotic tendrils there. I'm using the word chaotic there very specifically. I'm sure many of you already know why, but we'll find out a little bit later. But as we continue, I have some housekeeping to do from the last episode. Some of the comments were really good and really helpful, really insightful. And one of them was Mana Lisa, which is a great name, by the way. He had pointed out that the Lost Sinner Sword doesn't actually lose damage when you accumulate sin. And I had to look it up, and I've never actually used the sword myself. I was going by information that I had heard myself. And it turns out that seems to be the case. At least in the original version. I'm not sure about the Scholar of the First Sin. Maybe we'll have to test by killing some NPCs. No, we're not going to do that. But anyway, when you accumulate sin, the attack rating on the sword, so when you look at the actual attack rating in the item description or you look at it on your character stats page, it will show that it is decreasing to the point where eventually at 30 sin, it will actually be listed as 0. Finally about to get the item that we've been waiting for, but it doesn't actually seem to affect the damage. Many people have tested it, at least again in the older version, the original version, and they are stating that the attack damage doesn't change. In fact, it actually will stay just the same regardless of how much sin you actually accumulate. So I guess sin away, and thank you for pointing that out. But before we move on to the next housekeeping item, let me go ahead and pick this item up. The Eye of the Priestess. Alright, so now you can still see it's still very cloudy here, still very windy, but let's take a look at that item. Oh, my ice rapier is broken. What a shame. And this, I believe, is actually considered a key item, if I'm not mistaken. There it is. It allows one to see the unseen. The eye of the first priestess who watched over Eleum Loyce. All the great priestesses replaced one of their birth eyes with this, returning it after the turn was complete. Now, I don't know if you caught that, but they actually said they replaced one of their eyes with this, and then, once their turn is complete, they actually give it back. Now, I have to wonder, wherever they got this Eye of the Priestess, are they returning their eye? So do they get their eye back, or now they one-eyed priestess from now on? So this is an example of something that you can now see due to the priestess eye. If you come here without the eye, if you actually just run past it, then where are you going? You gonna try to heal? Didn't think so. But if you come here without the eye, he would be transparent like the enemies we saw on the bridge near the ballista. And if you can think back to my previous statement about Aava and how he was invisible, the king's pet, the boss that we tried fighting right at the beginning, if you think back to that boss encounter, now you can actually realize, oh, wait a second, now I can go and fight him legitimately, which is something we are going to do, hopefully in today's episode. I'm not quite sure that we'll get there, but we will certainly attempt. And I might as well rest here, since I haven't killed any enemies that would respawn too nearby. And before I move on, let me get back to the housekeeping list. So this actually comes from, who does this come from? Let me see, Soccerer. And he had mentioned, did I forget something at minute mark 1444 in the last video? And yes, absolutely. I had said I would finish that thought. It was after I had died. And unfortunately, I never did. So, let me go ahead and finish that thought now. What I was referring to is the Lost Sinner Sword and possibly some other uses or good combinations that could be used alongside the Lost Sinner Sword to negate the negative 30 damage you take per hit. And what I was thinking is the Ring of Restoration, which is very slow. You could use the Wicked Eye Great Shield, which you gain some health back on a successful block attempt, or the Ring of the Evil Eye, which you get back upon successful hits. So I'm not sure exactly what those values are. I'm going to try to lure some enemies out here. But it seems like it might be able to completely negate, or at least mostly negate, the damage you take when you actually hit something with the Lost Sinner Sword. Did I really not get anyone's attention? Alright, we're gonna run in here, do a little jig. There's not a lot we can do in this room because, as you can see, there's a lot of ice that we still need to deal with. I think we're just gonna have to get in here. Oh, there we go. So now you can see the retainers are starting to come alive. This is just a handful of them. These are the retainer sorcerers. The rogues, I believe, at this point are still going to be kind of stuck in their sitting animation, or their sitting stance, I should say. We got that rampart soldier down. Now we have the pikeman. Unfortunately, no backstabs for this guy. So let's go ahead. I'm going to back up, because I don't want to keep taking unnecessary damage through the shield if I don't have to. Oh boy. Stagger and death. Good. Good. So that was my thought that I didn't finish when I died in the last one. The last question, or the comment that I had, was from Coltane. He has his actual name listed, but luckily he gave me this in parentheses because there's just no way I was going to be able to pronounce it without it. And he had mentioned that I should probably consider using another shield if I'm actually going to be blocking instead of rolling. And yes, you are right, and I did address him directly in the comments. The problem is, I just couldn't find any shield that looked good with this ensemble. So, in my opinion, and I know that many of you will agree, some of you will not, but Fashion Souls is way more important than Function Souls. I mean, you just have to look good. Whether or not you're going to survive is really going to be based on your skill, but you have to look good for the job at hand. Right? Right. Alright. So nothing dangerous in this room. The next one is not terribly dangerous right now due to the fact... Oh, Holy Knight Orheim. Oh, right. Well, okay, so this room can get just a little bit difficult, and I can't remember if he spawns up above or down below. What I was saying was that the room up above gets very dangerous once the atmosphere changes and everything starts thawing out. And the reason is, well, you'll see why when we get up there. And, wow, goodness, I think he's actually going to be up above. Unless, oh, you know what? No, never mind. I'm being goofy. I remember this guy. This is probably one of the best invaders in the game, just strictly for the fact that he uses a mechanic that no one else uses, and it's something I actually really, really appreciate. Alright, ready? Ooh, no stun, unfortunately. But at least 2 hits with that. And let's get some stamina back. I can't even stun him with a jumping R2. Whoa. That's kind of depressing. Alright, life gem it, because we don't need immediate health. We had some good conversation about Estus versus life gems in the last episode. I definitely appreciate it. So in this room, you obviously have a lot of ice flows. We can't go this way just yet, and we can't do anything with here, but if you look carefully, you see some golems here with a cavity in the center, just like we saw in Drangleic Castle, and just like in Drangleic Castle, that cavity, when it is filled with souls from a nearby source, then the golem can actually come alive. I'm going to show you a nice trick on how to deal with all 3 of these, because you don't want to be fighting them all at the same time. And if you look carefully, you can kind of just see the outline. Maybe better from that side. Not so much. Anyway, there is a chest there. And that chest has a very interesting weapon in it that we'll be taking a look at once we've gotten rid of all the ice. Now here, you have a chest completely out in the open. But remember, we were invaded by Holy Knight Orheim. So the question is, where is this Holy Knight? Nothing odd about that. Oh, or is there? This devious little guy. I absolutely love that he does this. He will actually use the chameleon, or I guess he's actually, I believe he's using the silver talisman to be actually correct there, but he will backstab you if you aren't paying attention and you just go for that chest. Very interesting. I love it. Personally, I love it. Watch this be a mimic now and I die. That would just be perfect. The icing on the cake, if you will. Well, silver talismans. I guess that clears it up. That's why he's guarding the chest, because that's his personal stash, I would imagine, of silver talismans. Wonderful. So now, where are we? Let's take a look. We have a fog gate over there. That is Aava the King's Pet, and if you want some point of reference, in fact, I am going to take a quick jaunt back to the bonfire here. And the reason is, you can see that sign there. That sign, it was there before, but we couldn't see it because we didn't have the Eye of the Priestess, the same with the one near the fog gate. But now that we have it, let's go ahead and see who we could summon. We're not going to, but let's see who we could. This first one, right near the bonfire, we have Masterless Glencore. That's right, one of everyone's favorite summons that you just don't get to use enough. is making a triumphant return in this area. And then, I would say another crowd favorite, maybe not as much as Masterless Glencore or Benny or my favorite Luca, but you have Steelheart Ellie. Excellent. So now we're going to give this boss a chance, because really there's nothing else we can do in the DLC until we've killed Aava. Because there's something that happens immediately after that will change the landscape forever and give us a lot more freedom as far as where we can explore. So with a freshly restored body, estus, and durability, you can see Aava the King's Pet, a beautiful looking tiger-like creature. Let's go ahead and buff as soon as he starts to pounce, and let's get in there. Oh, and of course you're going to do that right now. Oh, alright. And I don't think I'm going to be able to very successfully block these attacks because the stamina damage is just so real. Yeah, it's not doing me any good. I might have to resort to rolling. Let's heal up. Can I get under it? No. Can I get an attack in, though? Okay, got a couple of hits in, but, you know, so did Aava. Oh boy, wow, this is not going well at all. This could be bad. Get out of there. Oh, didn't make it. We only have a couple of good hits in. Alright, oh boy, quickly. I'm inside of Aava right now. I actually want him to spam his spells a little bit more. Oh, not this one though. Oh, I walked into it. That was definitely on me, for sure. Alright, we need to retreat. Okay. We're gonna heal up. We're gonna heal up. And then we're gonna run to the side. Looks like my... Oh boy, bad roll. Looks like my charcoal pine resin is done. Let's heal again. And I'm going to try to buff. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. Well, I did get the buff, so I guess it wasn't terrible. Heal again. Can we get in there now, please? Can I get a couple hits? Yep. You're going to get one as well. That's alright. I'll trade. I'll trade in that instance. Heal again. And what do you got for me? Okay, I got a couple of hits. If you actually run to the side and then backwards, you can usually avoid them pretty easily. Alright, I blocked it, but took some chip damage. Not bad, though. That was a really bad roll. That was a terrible roll. Alright, we gotta reset this. Yep. Aava, give me something I can, Oh boy, don't want to get bitten. Don't want to get bitten. Oh, she is, or he is close. Oh, we're running. Oh, we're running. Get the heal. Good. Oh, you booger. You booger. What do you give him? Well, you know what? I think I'm just going to finish you then. So long, Aava. No, what? Get out of here. Those still fire. Alright, Aava. It was a pleasure. And you are a gorgeous looking animal, and... well, unfortunately, we're actually going to be seeing more of you, or at least a different form of you, very soon. Well, that was Aava the King's Pet. Nothing here, right? Except this door that we can't open just yet? No. Nope. So let's push forward. We're going into the Grand Cathedral now. And it really is a Grand Cathedral. The architecture does have some similarities to Anor Londo, and there are some connections inside, not to Anor Londo directly, but to some previous areas that we experienced in Dark Souls 1. I know that the developers time and time again said that there really is no connection, and linearly and directly, you're right, there's not. There is no direct connection, but there are definitely themes, places, and ideas that do make a return in Dark Souls 2, and that would definitely be a good example for that of Chaos. And we'll be seeing that more directly once we go inside this room. Here's a chest we can't do anything with yet. But we'll start to get some ideas. So right away, before we even listen to Alsana, who is just up there at the top, look at these tendrils, look at these branches, the same that we saw when we were first entering Frozen Eleum Loyce. How can you not be reminded of the Bed of Chaos? For those of you who played Dark Souls 1 or if you've seen any footage of it, it screams Bed of Chaos to me, and I think that there is a direct connection there. I mean, well, we'll get more into it later on. Yeah, not while invisible though, at least not by me. I'm Asmund. Who are you? Anyway, you know we're not going to listen to NPC dialogue. But most importantly, speaking to Alsana, the Oracle, we are going to... Come on. What is your choice? Absolutely. We're going to help Alsana. And in turn, she's going to open the path to chaos. You got it. So she has just destroyed that ice crystal. Let's go take a look in there. Alsana's seal is undone, and the winds of Eleum Loyce are ceased. So everything that was previously frozen with these ice crystals has been undone. The wind has ceased, so we can light torches. And now we can access this last area. This is actually the final boss in this DLC. But we're not going to go in there yet, and let's talk about why. Surrounding the pit, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 upright chairs. Standing in front of them, we have this one Loyce Knight, who is not an enemy, he is an ally. Now the game design theory would be that you take a look here, you see 3 empty chairs and 1 occupied, so there must be 3 other individuals that can help you. And that's absolutely the case. The other really cool game theory, or game design theory that takes place is that Alsana destroys that ice crystal, so you might not know that the ice in the rest of the area is now clear, but this chest that you just passed is now available. This should get the gears turning and your ideas rumbling that maybe, just maybe, the ice in the rest of the level has been cleared out. Let's go ahead and take a look at that vessel shield. It's a pretty interesting shield, and it looks really cool. Shield depicting a priestess of Eleum Loyce. You can actually kind of see the hands kind of encircling the flame there right in the middle. It emanates a certain heat that heightens the ability of its bearer. The priestess, who devoted themselves to appeasing the ancient flame, are no longer. Very cool little shield. Unfortunately, nothing too impressive. The stat gains that you get are pretty mediocre. But from here, I am going to run back. We did just rest, so we don't have to do that again. I'm going to run back to kind of the beginning areas where some of the changes have now taken place, and I'll see you guys when I get there, so you don't have to watch me running. Back in this corridor, you can see we have the Rampart Knight ahead of us. We have the Retainer Rogue, who this time is going to actually get up and fight us once we actually walk past her. But if you remember this hallway here, we did have the elevator that had some coffins on top that we had to raise in order to get into this room. And inside, what do we get? We get the Soul Flash. This is kind of a spell, kind of like the Wrath of God Miracle, so there would be some sorcery power that actually emanates immediately from the caster. Not a huge damage booster, but it does actually have some good knockback and some stunning abilities. And what I like here is that you could run in, you could get this item, and depending on how quickly you turn or how quickly you run, you may miss this ladder in the corner. But let's run up here, because this is a really cool armor set, and this is very interesting in that it not only harkens back somewhat to Dark Souls 1, but also, let me actually put it on very quickly. So the North Warders, every piece of this increases the spell casting. Oh geez, there it is. The spell not the spell casting, but the duration of spells cast with this set on. And if you take a look here, I did this in the last video, but I'll try to do it again if I remember, but this is very, very similar to the set that Sage Frake wears in Demon Souls. So really interesting that we actually get almost a direct callback to Demon Souls. Very cool. Plus, it's actually a solid set if you are a spellcaster, if you're using things that actually have a duration to them, because this will increase that duration pretty greatly if you're wearing the entire set. And what was I wearing for bottoms? Ironclads, right? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Don't forget that set, especially for you casters out there. And I guess it all depends on if you're looking for damage, speed, or duration of spells, because there's going to be armor that'll suit each of those styles. Okay, let's get this guy's attention and bring him in here before we run through, because like I said, that retainer is actually going to come to life once we run past him. So we run past just like we did before, but lo and behold, there she is. Or he. They kind of scream like a girl, so I would imagine that's what they are. See what I mean? And there are the retainers in action. We're going to be seeing quite a few of those, both the rogues and the sorcerers. There we are. And you can see now that the winds have ceased, everything is just a lot clearer. You can actually see all the way over there across that bridge that we still haven't gone to because it was previously frozen. But we still have these dogs to deal with, so let's do that. 2 out of 3. Oh, there we go. These great swords, and especially the ultra great swords, they're very interesting to use without locking on. It's something that I'm getting used to, but boy, it really takes some practice. There we go. There's another retainer who was hidden behind the ice, and we also have some items over here that we'll grab. Make sure that we're looking... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, so we got the retainer staff. So this is the staff that the retainer sorcerers will use. And we did just get... Oh, there's... Look at that scythe. How cool is that? Alright, let's back up. I don't want to be fighting in the corridor because I don't want to be damaging my weapon against the walls. Uh-oh. Okay, there's a stun. Let's pop a life gem. And I want to get a two-handed jumping. Nice. There we go. Oh, and I love that you can get covered in snow in this DLC. I think that's such a cool aesthetic choice. And again, there we go. We will be using the Forlorn equipment at some point. I accidentally just used a repair powder, but who knows? Maybe it was actually necessary. Now this next courtyard, if you remember, there were a lot of ice crystals. And now those are gone, but that does mean that there's actually less for us to hide behind. So let's get some attentions if we can. If we can, come on. And then let's get to this bottleneck here. You saw that retainer who was coming in too. Not dead. Oh, back up, back up. Okay, retainer dead. Come on. There we are. Life gem it up. Here we go. There we go. Good. So now we just have the caster here. And we do... Oh, right. Another retainer. All right. We'll let her come to us. Alright, good. Not too bad, not too bad. And on this corpse, we have repair powders. Hey, good. Because I just used one accidentally. Now, I gotta make sure that I'm checking corners, because it's been a while since I've run through this DLC. We have the item up there, but we've already gotten that. That was the Ring of the Embedded. Which, by the way, the Ring of the Embedded, I should clarify. Ring of the Embedded increases your vitality, your vigor, and your endurance by a certain amount, but it depends on what your current stat value is in each of those stats. So the lower your current value is, the more gain that you can get. I think a maximum of 7 points if you're below 6, I think is what it is. So if you're below 6, if you're 6 or below in one of those stats and you put that ring on, you will gain an additional 7 points. And then it decreases up to 99. I think at 98 it'll give you 1 point, and then at 99, for obvious reasons, it won't actually go any higher than that. Okay, so same thing here. We are going to ignore the retainer. We're going to run up here and get this guy. Even though I know the sorcerer is going to be coming. Oh, I just took that on the chin. And let's... Yep, perfect. Back up. Should be able to one-shot this retainer. Like so. And... yeah, do your thing. And then we'll do our thing. Oh, jolly good. Well done. Alright. So you remember, we got the items over there with that retainer. We've gone through this gauntlet, which we will go back because there are some chests in there. Oh, actually, this guy dropped an item. Let me make sure to grab that first. Another ice rapier. Do not care about it. But you can see that we can access this elevator inside this tower now that the snow is gone. We still can't cross the bridge, but we will be fixing that once we pass this area. I think that I made a pretty good looking cold weather set. You guys can disagree. That's okay. I feel like if I was in a cold area like this is what I would want to wear. Granted, the metal helm might be a little bit cool to the skin. Okay, this... ugh. Rampart Hedgehogs is the only name that I found for these enemies, and they are terrible. Just imagine Sonic the Hedgehog rolling at your feet and causing constant poise and HP damage. That's what these little buggers are. I want to go in and try to clear them as fast as I can. So let's see if we can be successful. A 1. Okay, oh boy, look at that damage. That's just from a single one. But if you can roll out of their way and then let them stop, they're not so bad. Not terribly high HP, at the very least. But I think that definitely deserves a chug. And we're going to be running into these a few more times, so we're going to have to be very, very cautious. And in this area, with all these pillars, it can be hard to actually see the enemies, but if you walk slowly... oh, look, there's a shade here now. Sellsword Lewitt. Actually, she might have already been there before. Not sure, but let's see. See, there's one. But you can get the item from the side without actually aggroing this guy. So let's get his attention. Let him do his thing, and... there you go. And even just any contact damage is actually going to hurt, so be careful. You don't want to just be running up. If you can kill him from range, you go right ahead. Another one. Nope, missed. Let's get out of there. Missed. Dead. Good. Now we're not done yet. This area can be scary, especially because once you get out here, Hexer Nikolai invades. And Hexer Nikolai is, for the most part, going to just stand up on the ramparts and just fire bolts down at you, as well as that creature right there that just jumped down, which I have some interesting bit of information regarding that guy. Wow, that was a terrible aim, but let's see if we can draw one of them into a bit of a bottleneck here. Oh, it's going to be Hexer Nikolai, who not only uses Hexers, but as you can see, he does use miracles as well. But if he wants to use Promise Walk of Peace, wow, look, or actually, that was Profound Still that he just used. Okay, he just made that way too easy. Way too easy. So yeah, he will cast Profound Still, so you can't actually use any spells against him. But let's go to that creature right there. And really, really interesting, and I only just learned this recently, the name for these creatures is the Witch Tree. And if you look at the staff that they're using, this is actually where the Witch Tree staff and the Witch Tree Bellvine come from. These come from the hidden doors that are in the Majula Pit, which we haven't gotten yet. Have we? No, we did get those. We got those earlier on. My apologies. But these are the enemies for which they are named, which I just thought was a cool addition. Alright, so you can see just the tail of one of these hedgehogs guarding an item. Let's see if we can kill him. Nice and safe. Good, good. And what else do we have? I know that there are more hedgehogs. There's one there to the left. Oh. Oh, hey. Get our bearings, get our bearings. Follow up. There we go. We will be coming through that door from the other side. Do not believe that we can get in there yet. Oh boy. Nope, nope, nope. But instead what we can do is get pricked by this stupid hedgehog. Which really is an oxymoron. You can't have a stupid hedgehog because they're too cute. Another hedgie. Oh, okay. And now I can hear another witch tree coming after us. So let's go up to meet him. Where is he? There he is. Oh, there's two. Okay. Let's get around this corner then. Let this guy do his thing. That's fine. But I want to get out of the view of your brother. Let's do some looting before we actually go in that building, because that building's pretty special. That building is pretty special. Do not forget your bonfire. Now, I'm not going to rest because I don't want anything respawning, but I do feel like I have to clarify exactly why I'm not resting. I do have some repair powder, so we should be fine. Got the magic stones. There should be one more piece of loot. No? Oh, I'm just forgetting the chest. But the chest is probably safer to get once we've gone up there and dealt with this witch tree. Or he's going to be a good guy and actually just hop down for us. Very good. And a couple of, or actually a trio of bolt stones. So in this building, head inside here. Everything looks fine. Everything looks fine. Don't hear anything. Don't see anything, but oh, a friendly NPC. Hi. So I guess he's here to help us. Cool. Well, come with us. You come right here with us. Nothing down there. And inside here, we can open this up. This guy's still just hanging out with us. Oh, except look at that. He's a son of a gun. Maldron the Assassin, everyone. Mauldron. Did I know that he was evil? Yes. Did I realize that he was going to one-shot me with his backstab? Sure didn't. Sure didn't. I wanted to show you guys what would happen, but I honestly had no idea that he was going to one-shot me. Or else I wouldn't have done that. I would have shown you other ways that you could tell that he is mean. Do your thing. Come on. Nope. Alright, and do you want to hop down again? Because that was really convenient. Do you want to stop poking me, though? Come on. Hop down. I know that there are hedgehogs, but we're trying to ignore them. Oh, except, did you just climb a ladder? Is that what just happened? Hedgehogs confirmed ladder climbers? Anyway, let's go deal with this guy. So this is Maldron the Assassin. If you remember my playthrough, or if you played it yourself, of the Crown of the Old Ivory King, Maldron the Assassin was in the Separated Tower and is an absolute beast to deal with. And unfortunately, oh, he's actually still going to act friendly. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to run and go kill the witch tree. Oh, who actually came to see us? It just attempted to backstab. I didn't know you could backstab them. But you want to kill this guy before you proceed. If you don't, he will team up with another enemy, another familiar face actually, and he'll just be a pain. So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to do a little charcoal pine resin. No, no, no! Oh, shoot. I wanted to jump. Oh, shoot, he's already on the run. Oh, he's going to get away. He's going to get away. We're going to give chase pretty quickly here. Even taking some, ooh, massive amounts of fall damage. Who knew? Oh, he's gone. He is toast. Well, this is going to make this fight a lot more interesting in a very, very bad way. Yeah, I see ya, I see ya. Can we... What are you doing there? Missed again. Please, miss more on a hedgehog. There we go. Oh, bollocks. Oh, bother. Well, this is probably going to wrap up the episode, whether I live or die. So let's just try to make this... a good fight. So once you hop down here, there's no getting back up. You can use a homeward bone, but you're not getting back up. Oh, man. And once you hop down here and you start looting all these precious bodies... Oh, look! It's an albino Jabba. Obviously, we know who this is. This is the Covetous Demon. And this guy, he does have more health than the boss equivalent. But, Oh, geez, he does have the same moveset. And if... Let's get out of here. If we actually keep him down here, we don't have to fight him and Maldron at the same time. But if you're not careful, you will end up fighting both, and that is just a very tedious endeavor. And he's going to roll. So let him do his thing. What are you doing? No. Where are you going? Hey. What? What is he doing? Are you going to get Maldron's help? Is that a thing you do? Oh, you jerk. That's absolutely what you're doing, isn't it? Wow. Come back. Alright, good. I've never seen him do that. I guess he does have a leash point. Just pay attention to it and bide your time, I guess. Okay. Almost dead. Oh, boy. But so are we. If we take another direct hit like that, Jabba is actually going to kill us. But, oh, he had hyper armor just now. There we go. Jabba's dead, and he does drop a unique item that you can only get from him, the Ivory Warrior Ring. Now, I can't find a legitimate use for that ring. The ring, all it does is that it increases the amount of stamina damage that you do. So I guess if you're PvPing against someone and they are just turtling hard behind a shield, then maybe it'll be good, but other than that, I just don't know. Alright, this guy, he is more dangerous than the Covetous Demon, let me just tell you. Or he can be, especially when he can just poise right through some of your attacks. Alright, we need to... And he will heal. He will heal. But so will we. So will we. Quickly. Quickly now. Okay. Nope. 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 Oh, I really didn't enjoy this fight. The first time I did it. Nope. Come on. Give me some breathing room. Ow. Ow. Would you... Wow! Alright, Mauldron. I see that you've done some healing. Come on. There we go. There's some good damage. That's even better damage on your part, though. Oh, and that was a really bad roll. Alright, back up, back up. Are we both gonna heal? Yep. Ooh, he almost got the backstab. But I can get a backstab, too. And you're almost dead. Oh, you are dead. Wonderful. Alright, let's finish looting this room, then we're actually going to call it an episode here. This is a rather large DLC, because you actually do have to go through the area more than once in order to get and see everything. So, let's just go up here. I'm going to clear these hedgehogs, and then we'll end in the next area. Uh-oh. Please don't die. Please don't die. Much easier if you do have a bow and you can just snipe these creatures. Absolutely. Immensely easier. Alright, you know what? Because we have an area here where we can go one of two ways, I'm going to call the episode here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep the comments coming. I like to interact with you guys down in the comments below. And if it's something that I feel the rest of the community should hear, you will be shouted out in the next video. So, Keep those questions, comments, concerns, gripes, or insults coming, and I will see you next time.